The amazing legend of the 2-cent notepad. That's what we're talking about today. Hi, this is Frank Buck, and this is the place to be if you want to get organized and make it look easy. The hallmark productivity book of the last 20 years is David Allen's Getting Things Done. It hit the shelves in 2001. But in this piece, we look at a book entitled The Technique of Getting Things Done by Donald and Eleanor Land. That one appeared in 1947. I happened to run across it in the university library during my college days in the late 70s. One particular essay from the book made an impact on me. It was called The 2-Cent Notepad. The following passage stood out for me as a college student because it paralleled exactly what I did then and had been doing ever since my senior year in high school. Here's that excerpt. You taught me one of the most useful things I ever learned, a former student, now vice president of a nationwide corporation, told me. I preened as I waited for him to return some of my own pearls of wisdom. I learned it by watching you, he continued, pulling a 2-cent notepad from his vest pocket. We noticed that you often wrote something on one of those little pads, then tore off the little sheet and filed it on a stack clipped to the back of the pad. Occasionally, you would remove the top sheet, crumple it, and toss it in the wastebasket. The class was making bets about that pad. Some even suggested that you were writing poetry on it. So I snooped in the wastebasket and found that the slips contained business-like orders to yourself about things you had to do. I had forgotten about your pad until a few years ago. I was behind in my work and forgetting a lot of small but important details. So I bought a 2-cent notepad and tried your scheme. I made notes the instant I found something needed to be done. I used a separate sheet for each thing and I arranged them in the order in which they could be done quickest. Then I started getting things done. The essay goes on to talk about other devotees of the pad. They included Harry Hines, who went from peddling homemade horseradish to building his 57 varieties empire. There was John Patterson, who went from being a canal toll collector, being the founder of National Cash Register Company due to his notepad. Leonardo da Vinci carried a notepad in his belt, and Beethoven always had a notepad handy. The essay goes on to list other people, and they all had in common one thing: the practice of always having a notepad and using it to trap ideas as soon as they occurred. When good ideas occur, how do you trap them so they're not forgotten? Tools change over time, but sound principles are eternal. In this case, the eternal principles are having a tool and using it consistently. When you have a thought and immediately put it in that tool, you earn the right to forget about it. Now, the tool may be a 2-cent notepad or $1,000 phone, but the important elements are that you have that tool, you use it, you have a solid strategy for using it. So whether it's a thank you note you need to write, a recipe that you want to try, an idea for a slogan, or the spark for the next great American novel, let your version of the 2-cent notepad trap it. Move on with your day from there with the knowledge that your tool is preserving that to-do, brilliant idea, or other obligation until just the right time. So let me ask you this. What is your tool for trapping the to-dos, the good ideas, all the information that you don't want to forget? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for stopping by today. And if you're getting value from this, take a look at other videos, podcasts, blog posts. Come over to frankbuck.org and enjoy what you see there. While you're there, be sure to subscribe to my email list so that you never miss a thing. This has been Frank Buck, helping you get organized and make it look easy.